What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So the stock market did well today, guys. S&P 500 up 0.3%, Dow Jones up 0.2%, and the Nasdaq 100 up 0.4%, as the Russell 2000 was the only red one, down 0.1% on the day. And today we're going to be talking more about the stock market, breaking down some technicals, going over a bunch of stocks to buy now, and I also want to share with you guys what I did in the stock market today, stocks I own right now, and in general where my head is at as a trader and as an investor. So if you guys find value, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 20,000. If I could get any Christmas present, guys, it would be to get 20,000 subscribers. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and also join the Discord chat, the Facebook group, and if you guys want 4 stocks from WeBull, get those. All of those are linked down below, and they're 100% free of charge. So let's get into it. What happened today? And mind you guys, today was a short day. The markets closed about 20 minutes ago at 1 p.m. here on the East Coast. And obviously, since tomorrow is Christmas, Merry Christmas, by the way, everybody. Happy holidays. Obviously, since tomorrow is Christmas, the markets are closed. So we're going to see a long weekend here. And today we did get some action despite it being a short day. I mean, take a look here on the intraday chart. We can see S&P 500 opened up at about 36.90. We rallied up to about 3,700. We failed holding 3,700. We got rejected by both moving averages here on the intraday chart. We dropped and took the lows out from previously at the market open. We dropped under 36.90. We went down to about 36.89, right? We dropped under that market open price, and then we ended up going up. We saw a nice V-shaped recovery heading into the rest of the day as we rallied from 36.89, and we closed above 3,700, which is honestly a pretty good sign. I mean, if we take a look here on the 4-hour chart, actually no, more like maybe the 20-day chart, we can see 3,700 was a resistance from back on the 14th of December. It was a resistance on the 21st, the 22nd, right? These couple of days. So the fact that we broke above 3,700, we closed above it, that is a very good sign. But the S&P 500, by no stretch of the imagination, is out of the woods yet. It's not, because we're still under 3712. Yeah, we broke 3700, but 3712 is an even bigger resistance arguably here on the S&P 500, stemming back from the 9th of December and from literally yesterday on the 23rd of December. And the importance of this level is key, because take a look. This is what I'm looking at on the hourly chart. This could be the start of a head and shoulder on the S&P. And why 3712 is key is because if we get rejected there and we dump under 3,700 back into, let's say, the mid 3,600s, low 3,600, if that happens, like indicated here by this arrow, that would be the completion or the start of the right shoulder. And we're honestly already seeing the right shoulder starting, but dumping off into the low 3,600s, if we get rejected at 3712, break under 3,700 as well, that would be the completion of the right shoulder. So that's why I'm saying it's not out of the woods quite yet. And it's obvious. The markets are waiting for stimulus. I mean, at this point, they passed the bill, $600 for, each American out there. President Trump wants to amend it to $2,000. Then today, on Thursday, we got news that the House of Republicans blocked a Democratic attempt to pass $2,000 of direct payments to Americans. And this is pretty huge. We don't know what's next. Are they going to do $600, or are they going to maybe do $1,200 or $1,000 now that the $2,000 got rejected? Who knows? It's up in the air. And that is why the markets have kind of been teeter-tottering the past couple of days, really just 1, 2, 3, and 4-ish days, you can say. So just watch and see what happens after this long weekend. If anything, if Congress comes to an agreement, maybe over the weekend, Monday could be pretty interesting. But again, just watch out for that head and shoulder. That could happen because we are seeing a pretty strong neckline at about 3712. So that's going to be a pivotal point. And when it comes down to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, we're still under the big resistance resistance, 30,200, 30,300. That hasn't changed, right? We've been struggling there for all of this month, no doubt, or no joke. I mean, you can see it here. We failed breaking out earlier in the month of December, literally once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, 8 times, including today's session. So until the Dow Jones breaks out, we're going to be in this horizontal channel, and I don't think we're going to be going higher on the Dow until we see that breakout, which would probably bring more momentum into the market, and probably if they agree on some sort of package, whatever, 600, 2,000, 1,500, whatever, once that news comes out, maybe that's when the market pops up. And like I said yesterday, I think there is a little bit more juice in the markets left before we might see a bit of a pull down early 2021, maybe in the first quarter. And again, I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion, right? So Dow's trading in this horizontal channel still. The Nasdaq 100 ended up going up 0.5%. It's also trading pretty tightly here. I mean, trading between 12,700 and about 12,650, right? It's in about a 50 to 100 point window right now. It held that support today at about 12,650, which is a good sign. So I'd watch and see what direction the Nasdaq picks this upcoming week. And if I clear this drawing set, now that I'm seeing it, this is looking pretty bullish, because what I'm seeing here is an ascending triangle. Take a look at that, right? We have a resistance at about 12,750, like I said, 12,700, right around there, and we're actually uptrending into that resistance. So I think there could be a squeeze out, which technically speaking, this backs my my theory that there is a bit more juice left in the market, and the technicals back it. So we'll see if we pop out of there maybe next week. I think that's possible. And the Russell 2000 finally pulled back a little bit today, down about 3 points, but still, it's the funny thing is, guys, I think this one's the most overbought, and it's still very overbought. Take a look at this. It hasn't seen a substantial correction or a pull down. Correction is a different term. Correction is if a stock or an index or anything drops 10% plus. That is considered a correction if it drops 10% plus from its peak. And this correction, or rather this drop, back in October was not a correction, because it only went down about 7%. So, yeah, I mean, it hasn't seen any significant pull down, let's say, in over a month and a half. It's pretty much been 2 months almost at this point. So it's coming, in my opinion. The Russell 2000 pullback is coming. I think we're going to be getting close to 1,700, maybe 1,800, who knows. But I think we are going to be pulling back soon. And I'd love to know what you guys have to think. Let me know in the comments down below. Drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. And for me, guys, since it is a long weekend, and there's a lot up in the air right now with stimulus and everything, and like I've been saying, maybe we get a pull down in the markets in the short term. Who knows if we don't get the stimulus, or maybe we see that little juice and then we get a pullback after the stimulus kind of wears off. So there's a lot up in the air right now. And for me, I have a good amount of cash. I'd say I'm about, I know it sounds crazy, but maybe 50%, maybe even a little bit more cash. But I still took a little position today in Square, which I'm actually looking to hold a little bit here as a swing trade, and I am a little bit underwater on it. I got in a little bit above 233 on this position, and you guys can clearly see it's down about 2% from where I got in. And the truth is, guys, I'm in with such a minuscule position to the point where I'm not even worried holding this over the long weekend. In fact, if it comes down even lower, I'm just going to add more to it, because I think Square is a great stock to swing trade right now. That's my opinion. There's a lot of momentum. Every time it's pulled down, it's gone up. So I think maybe 225 could be another average down price for me. And maybe even if we get down to, let's say, 220, who knows? That could be another spot to buy. But again, I'm in with such a small position that I'm just holding on to it, and I will average down and go even heavier on the average down if necessary to bring down that average cost pretty substantially. So I'm in Square right now, and don't get me wrong, guys, just because I have a good amount of cash doesn't mean that I think the market's going to collapse, right? I just want to have some balance, right? I want to have some cash to take advantage of opportunities, but I also want to be in stocks at the same time to be playing offense at the same time, because like I said, we could be going higher, and I don't want to miss out on the rest of the upside, right? Because I don't want to be like one of these people that's been 100% cash since April, March, and they're still waiting for the dip. I mean, that's not a good spot to be in, honestly, at least in my opinion. Sure, there could be some kind of Great Depression-esque drop. Well, we already had one back in March, but who knows? There could be a lot worse ahead of us. That's what a lot of these doomsdayers think. But I tend to be a bit more optimistic, but still having that little cushion of cash. So that's kind of my thought there. And I'm still in NVIDIA. I bought that one at $528.50. Ended up adding more at $525.25. This is another one that I'm down a little bit, but I think overall this one is going to be a nice swing for the next 1 to 2 months. This is one that I do want to have exposure in. Same with Square. Again, I want to have some offense, play offense, but have that cash to hold me to hold what am I looking for here, guys? To keep some opportunities around. That's what I like to refer to my cash as, right? So I'm in NVIDIA, I'm in Square, I'm in Workhorse still at $22. This one's up a little bit. I almost took a little bit of profit today, but I don't want to cut it too loose because I think overall this should be above $25 coming in these next couple of weeks here. So I want to be in Workhorse still. And SLV, I'm still in this one at about $23. And like we mentioned yesterday, silver took a big pullback, and rightfully so, because it was pretty overbought. Take a look. Silver was 27 an ounce, pushing 28 an ounce a couple days ago. Then it took a nice pullback, held that 50 SMA 4-hour chart right around $25, and now it's rallying back almost above $26. So silver here, I'm long silver via SLV, and you guys know I've mentioned it before. I have a lot of physical gold. Not a lot of physical gold. I'm not one of these banks that has billions of dollars of physical gold, but I have a decent amount. And I actually made a video on my collection. I've added to the collection since then, but I made a video a couple months back. Maybe I'll link it down below if I remember to do that, going over what types of coins, or did I even have coins at the time? I don't even know. But yeah, I made a video going over my gold collection. If you guys do want to see that, again, a couple months ago I made that. I'll link it down below, so go check that out. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys are doing. If you all are enjoying the video, hit the like button. Let's try to get 400 likes. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're literally like 70 subscribers shy of 2020, or 20,000 rather. And that's the goal for 2020. So make sure to hit that red button, subscribe, be a part of the family, and let's talk about some other stocks now. Alibaba, unbelievable today, guys. Did I see this coming? No. Did you see this coming? Probably not. And the truth is, this happens in the markets, guys. And when things like this happen with massive companies, I view this as buying opportunities, especially as for companies that are growing their revenues as quickly as Alibaba is growing them. I mean, think about it. Every stock out there, if you look at the markets, not every stock, but obviously I'm exaggerating, but most stocks out there have gone straight up the past 6 months. A lot of them. They've made many people a lot of money. And you're looking at Alibaba here, which, yeah, it's gone up a lot from 189 to 320. That was a nice push for the past couple of months. It's gone up a good amount. That's about 40%. But as we've been seeing the delisting of Chinese stocks potentially, as now we've gotten this antitrust market regulation investigation here, that's dropping the stock even lower. Now it's putting it at levels it hasn't been at for months, guys, for months on months on months. And when you see this happen, you have to take it seriously, especially if you're looking to invest long term. These are golden opportunities out there for big companies that are making a lot of money that realistically they're not going anywhere, and that is what Alibaba is. So I'm looking at this as a buy into the fear type of a play. And let me clear this up a little bit. I like this here, maybe not as a short-term trade. Short-term, there's going to be a lot of volatility, right? We could end up going back down to 215, back up to 230. up to 245, then maybe back down, right? So there's going to be a lot of volatility. So maybe a day trader could take advantage of that. But for swing trading, it's a bit risky still. I'd wait for it to settle down before considering swinging it, because again, I don't want to catch a falling knife. But if you're looking 3 to 5 years out, which for this company, I mean, as a long-term investment, I think it's wise. That's my opinion. It's my opinion, right? I think it's wise to own a little bit of this company. That's what I do. And in fact, I bought more of it today. If you're looking 3 to 5 years out, this is what you want to see. You want to see a stock down a good amount, 30% from the top, guys, for a big, large cap company that gives you Chinese exposure. Long term, this is what you want to see. So I ended up buying more Alibaba today. I forget. It's in one of my long-term accounts. I think I bought it at 528. Honestly, I did not buy it at 228. I bought it. Literally, once the market opened, I bought Alibaba, and then it dropped to 211. Honestly, I didn't buy more there, but I might buy some more next week for my long-term accounts, and I think this is an early Christmas gift. Honestly, if you're patient enough to wait a couple months, couple years, you're going to be, you're going to be happy, because I think Alibaba eventually, 1 to 2, 3 years out, it's going to be a $500 stock. That's my opinion. I think it's going to be a $1 trillion company. I mean, at this point, with today's drop, the market cap this morning was at about $680 billion when I was looking at it. When I bought it, I believe it was at $650 billion. And let me check now. I'm pulling up my app. It might be at, oh my goodness, let's take a look. It's at $600 billion. So it's at $600 billion right now for a company that's growing like crazy, massive market share. So I think this is a steal, in my opinion, long term. This is going to be a $1 trillion company, no doubt about it. So I didn't even go over why they're dropping. Well, I have some notes here. China's State Administration for Market Regulation launched its probe into Alibaba and demanded a meeting with officials from its affiliate Ant Group company amid a broader push to tackle anti-competitive practices in the internet commerce space, including the alleged pressuring of merchants to list their goods on a single online platform. So pretty much they're thinking Alibaba's a monopoly, right? And Alibaba said in a statement published Thursday, Alibaba will actively cooperate with the regulators on the investigation. So another thing worth noting here, this could be a sudden shock drop, right? We're seeing a lot of fear around this. It drops very quickly. And then as the dust settles, this could easily start to climb back up, which again, like I said earlier, that could be when we get into it as a swing trade. So Alibaba, I think long term, don't freak out. This is a great buying opportunity. If you're in it short term, you're going to have to stomach some volatility. That's the truth. And I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the comments about Alibaba. This is very interesting. Did you buy anything? Or did you buy shares? And now that I'm looking at it on the 4-hour chart, this drop today completed the right shoulder of the Head and Shoulders. So, hey, what do you know? I guess it was meant to be. So, yeah, let's talk about the next one. The next stock here is Snowflake, ticker symbol SNOW. And this one has been on a bit of a decline, and rightfully so. It went up it doubled up since it IPO'd. It went from 270 at IPO, I believe, down to 208, hit about 429, unbelievable, and now it's down from 429 to 323, down about 25%. And by the looks of it on the 4-hour chart here, the selling is not quite done. We failed breaking out of this 50 SMA at about 350. That was not a good sign. And ever since then, we've had 1, 2, 3 days of selling. And this 5-day, 5-minute here shows that the downtrend the last 3 days is still intact. So I wouldn't really touch Snow until it breaks this downtrend on the 5-day, 5-minute. And until, honestly, we solidify a support on this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, right around 300, maybe 320. If we're able to find some support there and then bounce off, I think that could be an opportunity to get in. There's definitely some upside here, but we just have to wait for the technicals to align, and then we could end up getting in. We'll see. So Snow is a good one here. EA is another one that is building up a lot of pressure into $140, 141, 142, right around this resistance from back in the middle of July. We saw a double top there at 142. We saw resistance there in August as well, all of the month of August. And we're actually, take a look here on the 20-day chart, guys. We're actually sort of, not really. I don't want to say it's an ascending triangle. I mean, not really. I mean, you could argue it is. We're kind of uptrending a little bit into that wall here at about 142, which I think if we squeeze out of there, EA is going to an all-time high. That's just my honest thoughts. All-time high being around 147. I think if we squeeze above here this time, this one's going maybe 150. I think that is where we could be going. So watch out for EA. We had Lordstown Motor yesterday. I forgot to cover it. This is one that went bananas. I forget how much it went up yesterday. Let me just double check now. I think it was up at 1.10%. Ended up closing the day up about 4%. And this is one that dipped down today, down about 4%. I think this could be a dip buy that should be taken seriously. Take a look. On this 4-hour chart, we broke out of both moving averages. We broke out of that big resistance at $20.80, $21 that we were talking about, right? That was a resistance from back earlier in December. It was once a support back in September, in September it was support. Also in October, it was a resistance back in the middle of December. So the fact that we're holding $21 right now, we actually held it as a support today, rallied into the close as well. That's a good sign that this could be a temporary bottom. And the truth is, I think we could end up getting back over $23, maybe above 23 into 25. That's the momentum that I'm seeing is slowly building up here with Lordstown Motors. And overall, I mean, we might be gunning for those $28 levels, 29, right around the resistance on this 4-hour chart that I have drawn out here. So the next one is NNDM. NNDM was pretty funky today. I almost honestly took a position in it, but I'm glad I didn't. I felt like I was forcing it, and whenever I feel like I'm forcing something, I'm like, let me just wait. Let me not, especially before a long weekend, especially on a short day. In the markets, I didn't want to force it, but I was looking at it this morning as it was playing with 950. I was like, maybe I should get in here on a potential breakout, maybe back up to $10. But yeah, I was forcing it, and I'm glad I didn't get in because it dumped down to about 860. And it seems like there could be some more downside on NNDM, and I think that's good. I mean, we've ran up so much on the stock. It's gone from literally $6 to $10 in the past couple of days. So I'd love to see it go low $8, maybe $7.50. That would be awesome. Even low 7s. I think that could be a great buying opportunity on NNDM. And I've gotten a lot of questions on BBY. This one is still struggling, guys. It's still struggling in the low hundreds. And you can see here on the hourly chart, if I zoom in a bit, we're seeing a little head and shoulder action, right? Or maybe even a triple top action, depending on how you see it. I mean, we're struggling to break out of 105. This could be left shoulder, head right here, right shoulder. And the fact that we didn't break out today, we're actually consolidating, maybe even dumping off a bit. That could lead to the completion of the right shoulder, especially if we dump off to maybe $100 or $98, $99. So honestly, when I'm looking at BBY, it needs to break 105. It needs to break out of this triple top, head and shoulder, whatever you want to call it. And as it does that, I think we might see some sort of relief rally to maybe 110. That's the next big resistance. And if 110, 109 can break, that is where we finally could get back into the 1-teens, maybe 113, 114, 115. So watch out for 105 on BBY. And CRM is another one that I've been getting a lot of questions on, and it looked good a couple days ago. It still looks pretty decent. It looks much better than BBY, but it looked even better a couple days ago as it was trying to break that 230 level. We got so close. We broke above it. I was looking to see if it was going to maintain 230 to go up even higher, but it didn't. It collapsed back under 230. Now it's trading in the mid 220s, although we are still holding the uptrend on the hourly chart here. We're above the 180 SMA, holding the trend line as well. That is a good sign, but the fact that we're under 230 in general, that's not so great of a sign. So for this upcoming week on CRM, I'm looking at this 180 SMA. If we hold 225 and make a push back up to 230, we break 230, that's going to be a great opportunity to buy into momentum on CRM. I think from there, CRM could be getting up to 245, 250, maybe even higher than that. So I'm watching CRM closely. We also have DraftKings, DKNG. This is one that's struggling under about $55. We've seen that as resistance a couple days ago, actually a week ago on the 17th of this month, and it was also a resistance back in the middle of September. So DraftKings for me, guys, it's kind of an ascending triangle as well, and it needs to break out of $55. And even where it is now, I mean, this could be a dip buy at 52.50, maybe 53, as it squeezes back up to 55. That could be a nice 5-ish% move. And if it breaks 55, that is where the ascending triangle breakout would play out, to the point where, hey, maybe DraftKings goes back. I'm not saying it's going to touch $65, the all-time high, but maybe it starts to make its way back to the high 50s, maybe low 60s. We'll see how that goes down. And the last one here, and I realize now I have Alibaba 2 times in my notes. I already talked about Alibaba, but the last one, before I let you guys on your way on this long weekend, holiday weekend. Again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas Eve as well if you guys are watching this on Christmas Eve. We have Zoom. Zoom did not do well today. It hasn't been doing well these past couple of months, 2 months to be exact. Well, actually, maybe even more than 2 months. It's down a good chunk. Today it's down another 2%. From the high at about 588, it's down over 35%. And one thing you notice here is the descending triangle. Honestly, this is not good for longs, the way this is setting up. We see support at about 375. We held that at the close today, but we're making lower highs into that support. So that's a descending triangle. Remember what I just showed you guys on DraftKings? That's an ascending triangle where we're uptrending into the wall, right? We're uptrending into the resistance, but in this case with Zoom, we're downtrending into the support. So if we break 375, the idea here is it's going to probably go down a bit lower, maybe to 350, maybe 360. And there's one Chinese stock here, I just remember this. Good thing I remember this, that the ascending, or rather the descending triangle played out perfectly. I believe it was in 10 cent. What is their ticker? TECHY, I believe that is, or TCEHY. I think that's it. Yeah, this is it. We actually called this out a couple of videos ago. This is a descending triangle that played out perfectly, right? Take a look. It was downtrending, lower highs into the support at 72.50. 72.50 was a support from back in July all the way to the beginning of September, and it was also a support, or it was a resistance back July to September, and it was a support the past couple of weeks, ever since the end of October, right? So the fact that we actually were holding it, that was a good sign, but we were also downtrending into that support, and we ended up dumping under it. And today we were down 5%. The descending triangle played out. So I think something like that, what happened on 10 cent, could end up playing out on Zoom. Unfortunately, yeah, I mean, I got to be honest, guys, I think Zoom likely will go lower based on these technicals. And that's it for this video. We're going to wrap it up there. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Let's try to get 400 likes on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Let's try and get 20,000 before Christmas. It might not happen. Who knows? But if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate that. That means a lot to me, guys. And don't forget to also join the Strive Smart Discord chat, the Strive Smart Facebook group, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stas. All of those are linked down below. And you could also claim 4 stocks from WeBull, which are also linked down below. And all of those are 100% free of charge. So that's it for this video, guys. Again, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. I have a pretty interesting video coming out tomorrow. I want to build some sort of portfolio for charity. I don't know if it's going to be for charity or to give to somebody, a subscriber. I don't know. Probably for a charity that we pick together. Me and you, the viewers, will comment down below. We'll figure it out. But I want to do this for Christmas. I want to put $100 into this portfolio and maybe add about $100 every month, build it for a couple months, and then we pick the stocks together. Me and the viewers, right? The subscribers, you guys, we pick the stocks together to build in this portfolio, and then in 6 months, maybe a year, we can give it away, and we'll pick a charity together or whatever. I kind of want to do that. I think that's a pretty interesting thing to do, especially on Christmas tomorrow. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that down below in the comments, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Again, Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching. I'm rambling a little bit right now. I'll see you all in that next video. Again, peace out. Again, Merry Christmas for the 15th time. I'll catch you all later.